Wow, the tropics are really heating up now. The last video I did, I was talking about Invest 99L having a 30% chance to develop into a tropical storm or a tropical depression. In that video, we have been tracking Invest 99L for a long time, for over more than a week now, as soon as it came off Africa and moved west across the Atlantic. And now finally, Invest 99L has reaped something great, and that's Tropical Storm Gert. Yes, Gert. This reminds me of that Snickers commercial. Roll the clip.
We're at Gert's.
Sorry, I was eating a Milky Way.
Tropical Storm Gert reminds me of that commercial every time I talk about it. Tropical Storm Gert is going to become our second Atlantic hurricane this season already. Tropical Storm Gert is not going to make a landfall anywhere. It's just a fish storm, but it's still going to bring high surf and waves to the coast of North Carolina and Virginia and to the small island of Bermuda. As of the latest advisory on Tropical Storm Gert, Gert's at 60 miles per hour, so at 102 millibars, and that's going to decrease fast as Gert's continue to strengthen, and Gert's moving north right now, but is going to make a northeast turn once it gets around the Bermuda High. As of right now, the latest cone has Gert becoming a low-end Category 1 hurricane. And to me, it looks like it's going to become a hurricane. It's already starting to try and develop that eye. Franklin never developed an eye, but Gert has a chance of doing that. Gert has convection firing up near its center and is trying to clear a path for that eye. And once Gert has an eye, it's most likely going to be a hurricane already. Tropical Storm Gert looks great on all the satellites and imagery that we have on it. As of right now, all of Gert's convection is to its southeast side. But since Gert's projected to be a hurricane, Gert will become the second earliest hurricane since 2005. And that 2005 season was crazy. 2017 is already projected to be above average. So this season's gonna be jam-packed. Hopefully with a landfall in Miami, so I can miss some school. And one last thing about Tropical Storm Gert is that it's overcoming some shear. I said in the previous video that once it gets to the east of the Bahamas, it's gonna have some favorable conditions to go through, but they're not as near favorable as Tropical Storm Franklin. So Gert is just thriving in its environment to become a hurricane. Gert's looking beautiful and it's gonna become a hurricane. Let's get the attention off Gert and talk about Invest 91L. 91L already has a lot of convection and thunderstorms surrounding it, and it already has a nice little spin to it. The National Hurricane Center is giving it a 30% chance to develop within 48 hours and a 60% chance to form within the next 5 days. Invest 91L is most likely going to form when it gets near the Lesser Antilles. All the models have it on a westward track to the Lesser Antilles. The European model has it going west all the way to Belize. The GFS, which hasn't been reliable at all lately, is actually taking Invest 91L into South Florida, which is interesting. But Invest 91L is looking good. All the models don't really have a consensus on where 91L is going to go, but it's going to track westerly to the Lesser Antilles, and from there, the track is unknown. Could it curve just like Tropical Storm Gert? Is it going to continue westward across the Caribbean Sea? Could it impact the US? Maybe South Florida? All those questions are going to be asked within the next 5 days. Invest 91L is going to develop. It already has convection around it, and it already has a nice relative spin to it. And there's relatively low wind shear, and the water temperatures are favorable. So 91L is going to develop, and if Invest 91L develops, it's going to be given the H name. And that H name would be Tropical Storm Harvey. Harvey's going to be an interesting one to see if it impacts the US mainland. That's it for this tropical update, and I'll see you in the next one.